on the same rhythm as a lot of you all. Okay, happy Tuesday morning, everyone. We've got some of our favorite people here in Wildcat Moving. They are the ones who run this excellent Chick-fil-A. So let's give them a round of applause here. Are
you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, come on up here with me. Good morning, everyone. This is Jordan Majors. I brought him with me today from our long distance division at Wildcat Van Lines. And there's a lot of familiar faces, but to anybody new who I haven't got to speak to yet, my name is Meredith Turk. So I do the community outreach and the marketing for Wildcat Moving and the Wildcat Group. We are very, very grateful to be an affiliate partner with Keller Williams Commonwealth. We've been with the affiliate program since it started, and we've also been partnered with you all, oh gosh, for 7 or 8 years. So actually it might have been be longer than that. So we've been in business, the Wildcat Moving started about 11 years ago. We are locally owned and managed here in Kentucky, here in Lexington. We also offer a long distance division where we serve all 48 states. And over the years, we have built an incredible group of residential services, specifically catered to realtors being able to offer a valuable resource to their clients. All of these different services I'll go over them very quickly. I just want to be able to share these resources with you today. And just so you know that what's available to you, and you can recommend them, I'm confident in doing so. So let's see, Bo and Tara and Joseph and Hallie have been so wonderful to be able to allow us to provide these resources for you. We do have a display case that we keep in the vendor area. And we've also I brought several things that I just want to show you today. If you feel like this would be helpful to your clients, then you can be able to utilize them. And I'm happy to reach out or to connect with you individually if there's things that you would like to include in your buyer seller packets. I am a former realtor. My license is in escrow. I came into marketing with moving because I wanted to just get into marketing a little bit differently with and be able to work with realtors across Central Kentucky. I was wondering if you've been able to do that. And also do a lot of community outreach. So I'll touch on that very, very briefly today. But first I'm going to let Jordan talk to you about Wildcat Van Lines. It is very different than other corporate van line national companies. And so there's a couple of really valuable points that he can explain to you. Jordan he started with us as a mover like 7 or 8 years ago. He's worked at business management at Wildcat Moving, and then he transferred into becoming an estimator and manager with our long distance division at Van Lines. So
yeah,
tell me about Van Lines.
Yeah, well, before that though, I actually was one of the group that moved everybody into this new place.
Yes.
So one of the guys that was here moving everything in. So it's nice to be back here. Yeah. But yeah, so again, my name is Jordan. I work for Wildcat Van Lines. We're the out-of-state moving company. Really, it's just we try to keep it simple, just like any local group here. Realtor referrals, I get those all throughout the latter 48 states with our other sister companies, which we have a quick list here of some. Like I said, we go throughout the latter 48 states, but some of our bigger ones are where we do a lot of work, especially with still Realtor referrals, Keller Williams, Richmond, Virginia, Cavalier Moving, Hornet Moving in Charlotte. We got Falcon and Top Dog in Atlanta. So we have our hands in a lot of cookie jars throughout the latter 48.
Can I make a point on that?
Yeah.
Our national moving company network, the majority of those partners all started out as movers here in Lexington.
Yeah.
So we will give them the opportunity to move up into management, really learn our business model, and then they disperse out. So that glue of national network, it's all based here on the model that we developed here in Lexington.
And those name changes are really trying to connect with the local group. I mean, Wildcat, Lexington, Cavalier, Richmond. You try to go to
Connect
something
with the city.
Yeah, and even in that too is how we kind of connect ourselves. So when you have something like that, it's like a mom and pop shop, but on a broader scale.
National.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell people.
We are ranked the top 5% in the nation for moving companies because of this network, because of our accolades on Angie, and the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, I actually just got a realtor referral with Keller Williams with somebody else here in town of Lexington that we're about to do with the move coming up in the next couple of weeks. So anytime you guys have customers that are looking to move, no matter where it is, and anytime you just say your name with the realtor referral, I'll make sure that Wildcat Moving has the hourly rate discount for your customers there. That way they can save a little bit of money. I mean, we all know moving's expensive, put it on throughout the nation, you know, East Coast to West Coast, it gets much more expensive, so we're able to help any way possible.
And long distance moves, they can be very daunting. There's so much confusion and questions, especially when you're going from one state to the other. Interstate legalities can be very conflicting. There are like three main points about Wildcat Van Lines that separate them from other corporate national companies. The first one is going to be the concierge service. Normally, when you book with a large corporate national moving company, you've got a 1-800 number and you schedule it and you don't have an exact delivery date. With our team, you have a direct contact to a concierge who has a direct contact to your driver at all times. And that makes all the difference because there can be issues of weather, traffic, wrecks, things like that. And that way the client doesn't have their items missing for 3 weeks on a truck throughout the US. Secondly is going to be that delivery date. We're able to really narrow it down often to the day of delivery instead of saying, well, it'll be 3 weeks in April or May or something like that. They are able to narrow that down. And then I guess that's about it.
Well, the shared load thing, so the one thing that's nice for us is, you know, most of these to hone in on the 3 points,
Yeah.
most of these other companies or van lines, not saying that it's bad business, but it's just a different style of business. And what that is, they share your loads. So that's why they have you know, we want to move to Dallas, Texas. Okay, we can get your belongings in about 2 weeks. I've even seen anything over 700 miles when I've read somebody else's estimate. It said that they're able to hold up to the belongings up to 3 weeks. Now, if you're gonna be out there in 4 days, would you really want to wait 3 weeks to get your belongings?
And that's because they're sharing loads with other customers. We do not do that.
Yeah.
Your client gets one truck and that one truck gets the direct delivery.
And it can be the simple 26-foot box trucks that you see driving around, or just like that semi truck that's right out there. We offer 53-foot trailers plenty of times, and we don't share the loads. So if somebody's like, you know, I don't know if it's all gonna fit on the truck, don't worry about it. Because it's got the semi there, there's not too much price difference in between that and the 26-footer, and we're able to provide everything still for you, all the straps, pads, shrink wrap, just to make sure everything gets protected and whatnot. So
Do you all have any questions about long distance? Well, anytime that you need to reach out, if you want to refer a client or if you want to talk directly to Jordan or one of our long distance agents. Oh, yes, sir.
When I first saw it, I brought the way out of school on this, but do you lease your equipment?
We do not,
No.
no, it's there's definitely some liability issues with that, so we have drivers and estimators and the clients, it's actually a kind of a white glove service, because it's all, the clients don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, but if they wanted to do like a U-Haul or something like that.
You just mentioned, you know, Atlanta, Richmond, Virginia, I thought maybe you were leasing it for somebody else to use it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hire the drivers and the unloader, the movers to load and unload and.
and same thing, like other places have those hidden fees where it's not really a lease, but you know, if you want to use shrink wrap, well, okay, the shrink wrap's gonna be this. This all comes free, like with the move. We just do basically how long I think it takes to load the truck, unload it, the cost to do so in flat rate transportation. The only other fee you'd see is a 3% credit or not per fee.
3%.
So my question is, if I have somebody coming from, like, let's say Florida, someone to Kentucky, does that mean you all would drive to Florida to get their stuff and then come back and how would that work?
We have moving companies in Florida that are partnered with our network. We would, Jordan would get in touch with them and they would book, how does it, they would book it with their client.
Yeah, so they need, like, you could give them my number, let's say, they give me a call, hey, I'm moving from Tampa to where were we saying, here?
In Lexington,
Yeah, Tampa to Lexington, okay, yeah, definitely let you know, and then Tampa will say, you know, we have Eagle moving down there, we have about actually 3 or 4 different entities in Florida, so we touch a lot of bases there. But you would just give them my number, I go through the spiel with them, hey, they'll be loading, it is a 3-party system, we will provide the truck and driver, and then we bring it up here to Lexington where Wildcat would unload, and then since there are sister companies down there, all from the same ownership and came from Wildcat, I have all of their hourly rates, travel fees and everything like that, so if they're just
he's
a
the
tap it out of the
concierge.
way, I can end up giving them that. Yeah, and with the concierge stuff too, I mean, it's a small office, there's 5 or 6 of us there, plus our drivers that's maybe 12 or so, but on top of that, then we're on every single text, we're getting pictures of each load. Hey, do you mind telling the guys to put wood on this? If something didn't even happen to come back damaged, We even have the proper emails and steps to go through that process to make sure that everybody gets taken
Yeah.
care of.
And the photographs, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because yes, we can move clients out of state into Kentucky. And we also have moved clients from different states, not even having to do with Kentucky, if it has to do with the network, Jordan can.
I moved 6 bags of duffel bags from Lexington to New York. Never thought I would get that lead, but the guy was perfectly fine with doing it, so.
We move all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah.
What's money was that?
Did you look in the
So in addition to moving, again, we have the local Wildcat moving here in Lexington. We have such a great history with working with fellow Williams agents, with many different agents. We are members of the Bluegrass Realtors Association. We do a lot of community projects. We try to stay very, very involved with the community as much as possible. You will see us oftentimes, if you follow our social media, involved with a lot of different charitable fundraising projects and community events such as like Crate or Bluegrass Barbecue Fest. We really want to be a strong community partner. When your clients have questions about who do you recommend as a moving company, there are many different ways that you can refer. I recommend saying just go and read the reviews. For us, we are very proud that we have over 2,000 5-star Google reviews. That right there speaks volumes, because the customers will go online, they'll share photographs of the move, and they share in very specific details of their experience. So that's really, you don't have to ever say, oh, they're the best, or they're our affiliate. We definitely recommend that. Just encourage them to go online and do their research, and the evidence is right there in front of them.
And if they need help with storage, I mean, obviously our other auxiliary services help a lot for here rural, but I mean. The storage units that we have here stretch out to Nicholasville, multiple here in town.
We have 4 storage locations. They also do boat, RV,
I mean, everything.
multiple different size units. So we've got 3 locations in Lexington and 1 in Desmond County.
You even have one in the distillery district there, so you need a slice of Goodfellas where it's much. Yeah,
Major.
yeah, okay.
So to go over the other services, I just want to be able to get, Scott, were you gonna say something?
You're well covered.
Oh, okay, so we've got the mini storage is short and covered. I am gonna leave a flyer here today for Lady Cat Packing and Organizing. They are definitely a game changer. If you have a client that has a large home or just a busy schedule, they will come in and do all the packing and unpacking for you. They provide all the box kits. And then they also will provide organizational services as well for.
And they only charge for the supplies they use. So if you know somebody that is wanting to move, or you yourself are looking to move and you have excess boxes from the prior moves, they're only gonna charge for the time that they're there and the supplies that they use. So that way it's just nice, quick and simple.
If you have a client that is having an open house, we do have Wildcat Country Dog Retreat. It's about 15 minutes out Harrisburg Road. They do daycare and long-term boarding. If you have clients that are in between homes or just traveling, vacationing, or if they just have an open house day, it is a beautiful dog boarding facility surrounded by thoroughbred horse farms.
Cheaper too.
And
Good price.
and it's a family-owned business. It's part Wildcat. So the owner's sister started it several years ago, and they've won Best of Lex multiple years in a row on Smiley Keep and Herald Leader. We do have the Wildcat carpet cleaning, so a lot of times your clients, as soon as they move that furniture, they see the different tones. Give our guys a call, they'll come in and get the carpets cleaned for their new residents. Wildcat pressure washing, I cannot recommend them enough. You already know this, but before you go and spend money on getting your professional photos done, before you list a house, that curb appeal is everything. So Wildcat pressure washing will come in and do the driveways, the siding, the roofs, the sidewalks, and it just completely brightens it up, and it makes those listing photos a lot better curb appeal. We do have gutters for repairs and installation, and our Wildcat Clean Team specializes in move out cleaning. So again, we try to make it like a one-stop shop. Moving is the umbrella company of it all. This display case, which we leave here, is really helpful resource to give to your customers. This is not what I gave you today, but it does list all the different services if you want to include that in your buyer seller packet. What I gave you today talks about our realtor referral program. So anytime you have a client that you refer to us and they let us know they were referred by their Keller Williams agent, they automatically get a discounted rate and a VIP moving team. And then we also share gifts with all of our realtors that do send us confirmed booking jobs, because we want to be able to take care of you all you're sending us your business, you all help drive our business, and we want to do the same for you, so. Again, my name is Meredith, you can reach out to me at our Wildcat office. Any questions, get ready to text me. I've answered questions for realtors at 10 p.m. on a Sunday, and made miracles happen, so we have a very large fleet of trucks. That is one thing that separates us, so we're able to accommodate during the busy season and last minute moves, and our guys, they are athletic, they are strong, they are clean cuts, they are all vetted, they are. Their priority is making customers happy, they get rewards for good reviews, so.
The opposite of John.
And there's a lot of, yes,
More for local moves, do you have the ability to say they have to be out Monday because they're closing on Tuesday, but then they're not into the new place till Wednesday or Thursday?
100%.
Ability to store that?
we do overnight storage fees on trucks, we can do that on multiple trucks. If it is going to be for several days, and we have the accommodation for the storage units, like if it's gonna be like a week or 2 weeks, then we can put them in one of the storage units and just charge them for that month. But we have customers do overnight storage on trucks all the time. There can be a lot of transition with your all's transactions and closing, and we've learned over the years how to be able to accommodate that. We are locally owned by UKMBA graduates that wanted to be able to specialize in working with the Kentucky Department of Transportation, and there's a lot of regulations that go into that. And we want to be able to make sure that we have the knowledge to accommodate, and just the protocol to be able to make sure that things are done efficiently and transparently.
If you do have a customer like that though, please let the Wildcat Maine local office know right away, because when it gets a busier time, as you guys know, when you're out there and about houses. Those trucks get pretty busy and packed up, so just give
Yes,
them a
we do get on we ebb and flow with you all, with your industry, so during the summertime, even though we've got over 30 trucks in the local. Have them call and book as soon as possible, there is no cancellation fee if they need to change those dates, given a transaction change.
Well, thank you, that was an elevation. Yeah. Look, Meredith and Bluegrass, or Meredith and Wildcat Moving are a fantastic partner with us. We need to support them because they support a lot of what we do. And they provide an incredible service. If nothing else, I hope you were listening today, because they put on a clinic on what it looks like to have ancillary business.
Yeah.
Right, which if you're not thinking about multiple streams of income in your industry, you need to be, so. How they just scaled up just locally, nationally, and then just even outside of moving is a lesson on how you can operate your business. The other thing I would just say is help us out, your leadership team, whenever you refer them, let me know. Cause we want to celebrate that, we also want to check in, if there's anything we can do on our end to provide a better service for you all, we're happy to do that,
It is important that the clients let our agents know they were referred by you, or else I'll be, we don't,
yeah,
we
there's
don't.
no way to tell.
Yes.
Yeah, you
We'll be able to track
don't get
it.
the hourly rate discount.
Right, or to get, yeah, all the movers are great.
Yeah, so, but please ask them questions, seek them out, get their information. Here's the other thing. I know a lot of you guys struggle with either picking up the phone, making calls, or even door knocking for an open house. Taking their flyer alone as a vendor list is a piece of value that would be a reason to knock on the door or make a phone call, right? I don't know how many times I've heard an agent say, I don't know what I'm gonna say when I make a call, or I don't know what I'm gonna say when I knock on the door. Well, offer value. And you can offer value through your vendor program, right? And Wildcat Moving is one of our great vendor partners, so we appreciate you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you again this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The home inspection, does it include termite inspection?
No, I don't, I think that he's able to identify it, but if there needs to be like a mitigation, it's gonna have to happen also.
And can you give us like a certain code that we can give our clients, so that way you know automatically that it came from?
A code, I have not thought about that, let me talk to Hallie and Joseph about that.
Okay.
When they call and they book, as long as they let us know that they were referred by Sherry. Or Williams, then that automatically is reported, and I get that information every quarter, so. I wanna.
The code could be helpful, but we'll try to.
Holly and I are always trying to figure out different ways to make bigger industry.
Awesome, thank you all. Alright, that's really good information. I've got a lot to get through with a small amount of time, so we're gonna. We'll always hit the culture in action, and I'm happy to do that. We'll start with number 20. If you've never noticed before, this is me highlighting it. Our company, our value is that we're a God family business in that order, right? And so for us, it's very important that we show up that way. And so putting God and your family first and the business second is culturally in alignment with who we are as a company, right? There's been many people and many conversations had around what it looks like for that to maintain its presence at the core of our company, just in light of the last 5-10 years, and we haven't moved from it, and we won't, because we feel very strongly about standing for something, right? Number 10, considering the other person's viewpoint before responding. Anybody feel good about that? Feel like they do that every time? No, it's not sometimes. Do you think real estate's high stress? High stakes?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Big financial purchase. You care a lot. Care a lot about your people care a lot. Things can get tense. Right? Considering the other person's viewpoint before responding is huge. Even if you disagree, that's okay. Alright, KV Cares is our national nonprofit, and coming up is Transact with Impact Week, which means through March 30th through April 4th. This is what we call transactional giving. You can give $1 per closing, you can give $5, you can give whatever. But it goes to support your local market center and the national effort to take care of them. What I know to be true is we haven't had to dip into our funds locally, but I know in Cincinnati, there were 2 deaths last year. And their KW Cares account was able to pay for funeral services, some other things. So it's a good thing that Keller Williams agents do, and it's an incredible opportunity to give back. We have birthdays coming up. Looks like we've had some birthdays. Rob Bradley, Ryan Baker, Bria Eldridge all coming up. Our very own Jackie Gillespie on the 25th. Throw about that. All right, now it's my personal favorite part of team meeting. This is where we get to bucket fill other agents who have helped us. And I just want to take the opportunity to commit to our 3. And I'll spend all day waiting on 3 if I need to. But who's got a bucket they want to fill? Who we're gonna shout out?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Danielle.
I've kind of been working with Chelsea Morganson.
Okay.
And she had a buyer come in, and instead of her working as a dual agent, she brought me in on the sale. Which was really nice, and that helped me out. So yeah, that's all.
That's a big deal. Shout out to Chelsea. I love hearing that. Yeah, I'm not gonna step on anybody's toes here. I'm just telling you Joseph's philosophy. Dual agency is art. And it's legal in Kentucky, and I love it. Because that gives us an opportunity to meet both sides, but it's tough to navigate. So I see why I think she would refer that out, but that's great. Shout out to Chelsea. All right, 2 more bucket fills. Go ahead, Luke.
I give one to Lexi's mom, Shonda. Just anytime I need help with anything, she's always there for me. I can call her at 11 o'clock at night. She'll answer the phone.
Me chirping in the background.
Okay. You're not sure whether you're getting the advice from Shonda or Lexi at this point.
Clear who's giving it.
Okay. Well, shout out to Shonda and maybe Lexi, depending on the situation. But that's good. You need that level of support. I think we're gonna hear a little bit more about that a little bit later. All right, last one. Need another bucket fill. Go ahead, Scott.
Holly Rapier.
Okay.
She's not in the office a lot, but she's
She's out of work.
Yeah, she lives on one.
Open house this weekend.
Let's go.
She jumped all over it. Yeah, and that's what it's about. I need some help with an open house. She knocked the top out of it and had a great post on social media. Got some traffic and having a second showing tomorrow. On this little ranch home, and I was really impressed with the young lady. And Holly Rapier, I hope she's on the line.
She even had water bottles with her face on them.
She's ready. You've been on Warhead area, just like Misty over here. So that's awesome to hear. Shout out to Holly. I love that. Anybody else? You gonna be capped at 3, that's okay, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say thank you to the whole marketing center.
Okay.
Y'all have been great since we moved over at the beginning of the month, so.
Yeah. Shout out to the
Nancy
markets.
and Kathy, and Tristan, they've all been fantastic.
Good. That's always a good thing here, that we're taking care of it. All right. A couple of announcements, we do have Quantum League coming up, it is in Cincinnati, in our Seven Hills office. It is on a Saturday, April 5th, for 18 to 29-year-olds. This is a fantastic opportunity, not strictly real estate related. It's completely free for anybody in that age range. You want to go to it, right? Or you want to send somebody there. I've got a couple of people in my college group from church that I'm recommending go, who are looking at it, and it's just about a whole life thing. It's figuring out what it looks like to take that quantum leap, not just in business, but in life in general. Okay, so let me move, Scott, are you having trouble with the QR code?
Yeah.
Do I need to put that up there? This is a big deal, right? I don't know what it was like, or I don't remember what it was like to be 20. But I don't remember even having ambition until I met my wife, so. Having something like this is pretty big for that age range, right? We also have a social media class coming up. This is a big one, this one is here in Lexington, Linda and Jimmy McKissick, who are our regional owners, are teaching a class on wealth building on April 10th. We've got it blocked out on our training calendar. It is something you definitely want to be a part of. Jimmy and Linda have gone first. You often hear about how they make money in profit share, but they built an insane business that goes beyond profit share, that even goes beyond real estate. And they've really unlocked what it looks like to build wealth for them and their family. It's a big deal to just get their time. They're gonna be teaching for 3 hours at Limestone Hall. You do not want to miss this. This is a big investment for you, that I think would be, you definitely don't want to miss it, okay? Especially if wealth building at all is on your radar.
They did the Quantum Leap in Cincinnati, on the 13th of February when we had our.
And you went to it.
Yeah, cause I was talking to Lexi, it's like, I don't wanna miss the work, she's like, go to Quantum Leap. Yeah. But it was Linda and her son that did it.
Yeah, Chris.
Um,
What'd you think?
I loved it. I took a friend that had nothing to do with real estate, but
Yeah.
he's an entrepreneur and we wanna go to another one. It was
Yeah.
it took me back a little bit to Bold,
Sure.
a little bit different, but it was very worth it.
Yeah. Well, look, it is awards time. We're gonna celebrate our monthly awards. These are some key people on the individual teams and group side. All people who wrote units, last month, so on the individual side, we've got Nora, Chelsea, Taylor Case, Matt Fouch. On the team side, Ashley Spencer, team at All Access. Team Brown selling the town, Kathy Whitfile. Then on the group side, we've got Excel Real Estate and the Catalyst Group. A lot of the same people for close units, we've got Nora, Matt, and Taylor. Then on the teams, actually with All Access team, Team Brown selling the town. Kathy Whitfile on the Ancient Green team, and then on closed units for groups, Catalyst Group, Excel Real Estate, and Overland Properties Group. And then in terms of closed volume, we've got Nora, Rita, and Taylor. Then on the team side, all access team, Kathy Whitfile, Agent Green, and then the groups, Overland Property Group, Catalyst Group, and Excel. Then we have 5 people in the $1 million club. And here's what I'm going to say just around this. You are experiencing a market that's heating up. There will be months moving forward, especially this month, next month, and really until September, where we've got multiple slides and potentially double-digit $1 million club agents. We are going to have a great year. And here's the good news about that. It's a choice we get to make, right? But these 5 people were part of our $1 million club. I'm really thrilled about that. Brittany Franklin out of our Danville office had her first closing last month. She hit the ground running. She's even got some listings up. Really excited to see her growing. Lexi, you rocking the tech tip?
Do we have time? You rock detective?
I think we do. Come on. Lexi's got some important information that I think is relevant for your business. And then when she gets done, we're going to highlight some key people who are crushing it. And I'm really really thrilled to talk to some of our special guests this morning.
Okay, so I'm sure some of you have heard from Tara, about sharing your listings using your KW website, and I know I've talked to a couple of you guys already. There is, I wanna say complaint, but I can't think of another like thing to call it. That the syndication from hitting active on MLS to it popping up on your website or to the pictures coming through on the website isn't immediate. I have a call with Donnie Brookman today. I'm gonna see if I can get an answer on how to fix that. But for now, if immediately if you're hitting active active listing and you're sharing the link, Flex is fine. My suggestion is as soon as it's active on your KW website to go swap that link out. And the reason being, when you go to your website and we look at what the listings page looks like when we're here, first of all, we can make a listing landing page very, very quickly once those images syndicate, so that you can have a page that they come to that is just all of your listing information and nothing else. It's a really nice page and it's very easy to do. But when we go to a listing page on our website, you'll notice as I scroll down on this, the contact information floats all the way down the side. When you share that Flex MLS listing link, they have to scroll all the way to the bottom and find the agent information in order to find your information. On here, it's floating as they look through the description. And if we make a listing landing page, we can also kind of customize what they get in that page. But the other key and the other reason that we want to do this is because they can easily fill this out. When they hit contact Lexi or contact Danielle or whoever it is, that's gonna flow straight into your command and you're gonna get notified of it. Instead of them clicking on the MLS, there's no way to contact you, they don't wanna take the effort to go contact. But everybody knows they're gonna take the address and pop it into Google and find it on Zillow or Realtor. And then they're gonna hit contact agent and they're gonna get sent to a Realtor.com or a Zillow agent, which is what we do not want. If they're clicking on a link from your Facebook page, we want them to be a client that you have. On the flip side of this, if we are sharing somebody else's listing, like if I were to share this listing of Catalyst Group, I would share it from my link. So like if I see Krista post a listing and I'm like, oh, that's a really great listing, I want to share it, I would search for it on my page and share the link from my page. So when somebody clicks on the listing, it comes into me and I get the buyer's lead on it. And then we can partner with the other agent in our office on that listing. So making sure that whether it's your listing or not, we're gathering the lead from the other side. Your website's a great way to do that. If you don't even know what your website link is, please come talk to me. Everybody has a website. So please come talk to me if this is all foreign and you didn't even know we had this thing called a website. Please come talk to me so that we can go over it. I will get you guys answers on the Flex side of it.
So I do it through my apps, and one thing that confuses me is it wants me to sign in.
Mhm.
If I sign in as if, you know, into my app.
Yeah.
As a buyer. Then I share it, does that work the same way, or do I just need to share it directly from my app, because I'm not getting the lead through there like I should.
Yeah, so I mean, if they don't fill out the contact form, you're not gonna get a lead. If somebody just clicks on the link and doesn't do anything, you're not gonna know who clicks on it unless they fill it out. Unless you give them the app link and they log into the app, that's when you get the notification. So if you're sending them something through the app and they're getting it, but they're not completing the login step on the app, then you're not gonna get a notification. They have to still log in.
When you send it through your website, they have to fill out.
Unless you have a property restriction, setting.
And you can do that, so what I would do if I'm an agent, and I'm utilizing my app or website. I'm going in and changing my listing viewed setting to, they have to sign in to see anything. Because at that point, if you give them like a free 3,
Yeah.
they'll look at the free 3 and they won't ever sign in and you won't ever get their lead. Their lead information, but what Lexi's talking about, this is a lead funnel. And it's a lead funnel that already exists for you and that you should use regardless. Now, use your flex link, of course, but what I'm going to tell you is if you know that it's already syndicating to your website. It benefits you by 10x at minimum to use your own link. Now, if there's a problem with it syndicating, then that's a different conversation, right? But in terms of best practice for you to get more leads in and collecting it, in an actual lead funnel. This is the best way to do it because it's going to highlight your information. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a website. Looking for information, read what I needed to read. And then had to track down over the next 2 minutes contact information. Right? With it floating right there, it never leaves that space. And here's the other thing. Flex doesn't have that other stuff. What it's going to cost them. Right? It doesn't, if they fill out the contact form, it's not going to go straight into your database. The good news is if you use your website and you're using command as well for your to manage your database. That anytime a new one goes in, it automatically goes into your database. It's not something you have to do data entry on later on. Right, this is applicable too for any open houses. So if you have a QR code set up on as a sign-in sheet for your open houses. And it allows them to go to a lead capture form that goes directly into command. Well, guess what? You don't have to spend, 3 hours doing later that night. Putting in people. Right, and I talked to agents this weekend who had 9, 10, 15 people in their open house. Right? And that takes time to input that if that's just on paper. Now,
And if you can't read what an N is or an H is or an R and you can't figure out what they're actually writing in your thing, that sucks. If you come to, let's just say we're doing an open house on this, if you come up by listing, you come up into the URL bar and just do /open house. It will create a listing or a open house sign-in sheet for you. The golden part about this is it's also gonna make them agree to the TCPA reminders. So you can call them again, you can text them again, you can do all of those things. Keep in mind that it doesn't necessarily get all of the information that you need, but it will allow you to be able to call or text them, initiate smart plans and that kind of stuff. It is up to you to ensure that if they are already represented, that you mind your P's and Q's on that side, but it will go through the TCPA.
What did you /
/open house. You just add it to the end and then it looks like
that's
this.
a good hack. I would come just for that.
Yeah, and then it has to be a valid email address, it has to be a valid phone number, or they can't hit submit. And then they have to agree to like the terms of use, so you can send them smart plans, and then they have to agree to the TCPA reminders so that you can call and text them. And then once it fills in, it'll go straight into your command, you'll get a notification in your bell that you have a new input from an open house, it'll show up on their timeline. The address of what the open house was, so if you go back 2 months later and you're like, what open house was that? You can click on it and it'll take you back to the listing, so you can see what they signed
Does
in
it
on.
tag its open house in your database?
I don't think so, but then when it goes to the next page, once they hit submit, they get your contact information on one side. They get a QR code so they can scan it and it'll take them to the listing so that they can scroll through the listing as they're walking around the house. And it has all of the listing photos so they can click through it. When they walk away at the top of the screen, you'll just hit back to sign-in sheet and then it'll go back to a clear sign-in sheet so that the next person can sign in.
That's awesome.
So this is a really great
I
option.
just did it on
Yeah.
my open.
It's super fast, it's a nice way to do it, I do suggest if you're gonna do that route. Invest in a tablet or go to a pawn shop and get a nice laptop that you don't care what happens to it, just in case. And so that they don't have access to your password keys and whatever else you've got on that computer, but that's just a suggestion. That's
This
your
is,
suggestion.
yeah, you wanna see?
Now, let me bring it back to us. All right, I'm really excited about this. Can we bring out Danielle, Luke, and Emily? Poor Isabella. I say poor Isabella sarcastically. She's
her best
having baby snuggles with her new niece.
A nephew.
No, new nephew, rather. So she couldn't be here this morning, sister had a little baby. But we wanted to take some time to highlight some of our newish agents who are actually crushing it right now. All 3 of these folks went to bowl. So that is my bowl plug for you guys here in March, but it matters. So I'm really excited about this, and all three of these folks have people in their world, in this world, who help them, right? And the truth is if you look around this room, even as a veteran agent, it's like, gosh, I have people in this office who help me too, I don't have all the answers. So I'm really excited to have these folks up here, and so what we'll do is, I've got some questions that I'm excited to ask, and I'm gonna pull them up real quick. Hold on, and we're gonna dive right in, because you all need to hear what they're saying as much as I think anybody does, right? So as we've started this new venture of real estate, right, we're not hustling, we're running a business. I think that's what we're learning. What are some strategies that you all have used to maybe gain momentum as you were just starting out? And we'll start with Luke, and then we'll just go on right down to Emily.
I'm gonna be honest, the best strategy I was just attending Bold, talking multiple things that made me successful in my career. Before Bold, I didn't even have any closings at all, and then the month after I got 30.
What do you think that was though? Like, Bold is great. It is a lead generation, momentum, inspiring experience, but what maybe specifically about Bold for you maybe unlocked something?
Just being able to have the ability to go outside my comfort zone. I think if you go to Bold, you know, you're in the room, you're forced to make calls, you're forced to reach out, make videos, do things you're probably normally wouldn't do. So just getting outside that comfort zone and being more confident with clients.
Okay, so you said getting out of your comfort zone and having some more confidence.
Yeah.
That's big, right? Like that probably changes a ton. So you said coming into Bold, there wasn't much going on. And then post Bold, you were able to lock in 3 different transactions.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So we'll chalk that up to Luke learned how and what to say, the way to say it, got some confidence, stepped out of his comfort zone, found out you could do it. Right, and that probably got you more confidence. All right, Danielle, what about you?
I'm a dual agent, or dual career agent, so I have a full-time job. And so in the beginning, I was very, very fearful, so Bold really helped as well. But from the time I got my license in March until first day of Bold, which was October 8th of 2024, I did not push my real estate business at all. I came up with reasons of why I couldn't start, didn't want to talk to my ex-husband, who I work with. Because, you know, if my business moves faster, then I'm ready for it to move. But Bold gave me the confidence that I needed to start my business, because it's my life that I needed to gain control over, and I have my goals. And working for my ex-husband, I'm not going to meet those goals. So, but since Bold, I went home that first night and I started cold calling, and instead of going through the feels and the dialogue, I guess, that they gave you, I was just really honest with them. Hey, I'm a new agent, this is what I'm out doing. I'm not trying to get your listing, but I want to know what drives you to list by yourself. And I just asked them some questions that I wanted to build a rapport with those people. I got a $2.3 million listing off of that. Another listing in North Middletown, so I've got those. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, live off the Bold strategies, the Bold laws, those things.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing I heard was you just committed to doing something,
Yes.
right? You made a decision and didn't even use the conversation points or the dialogue. You're like, I'm just gonna call and I'm gonna be Danielle. And it was probably a little scary making that first few calls.
Yeah.
But did you find that you gained some confidence after you picked up a listing, or even just had some good conversation?
Yeah, I definitely did. Because the first few people didn't answer, so I was like, yes. But then, the one guy who was the $2.3 million listing, I thought he had it listed at 1.8 million, which he was way underpricing it. And I thought it was 180,000 when I first looked at it, so I was like, I'm gonna call this guy. So when he called me back and I looked it up, I was just like, holy shit. But I had to have confidence in talking to him, otherwise he was just gonna walk. But after a few months of conversation, we finally He let me list his property and.
Yeah, that $180,000 listing. I forgot that there's zero. I love that. All right, Emily, what about you?
My main takeaway from Bold for me personally was that, we're in the relationship business, so like, I don't enjoy cold calling personally, I don't like doing that. So I just focus mainly on like nurturing my relationship with people, and I live in Richmond, so I don't know if you know anything about Richmond, it's a very small city. I used to hate the fact that I would go to the gym or go to the grocery store and I would always see somebody I knew. And Bolt kind of flipped a switch for me, it's like that I need to use that as my advantage. So instead of dreading going to the grocery store because I may see somebody I know, it's like I always go in prepared and actually make it a point to try to talk to at least 3 people. So every time I go to the grocery store, I know I'm gonna see somebody I know. And so even if I don't know somebody, like and I'm sitting there waiting on the cut my lunch meat or something, like I'm trying to make an effort to talk to somebody. And like I was at Buc-ee's the other day getting coffee and I was on the phone with my daughter. Telling her about my open house because I hadn't seen her for the weekend, and some man standing right next to me, I ended up getting him as my buyer because he was like, I just moved here from out of state and I'm looking to buy it. Like, I was just on the phone talking to my daughter about real estate. The thing that flipped the switch for me, like with Bold, was just like actually building relationships with people. So, and my goal was to end the year with 5 transactions, and I ended up in here with 6 pending, so.
Okay, so exceeded our goal. That's a big deal. There's a stat that I want you to share that is pretty cool. So
Yes.
you picked up 4 listings, I think.
Just this year. I
Just
have
this year.
4 listings, and so far I'm 4 for 4 from dual agency, so I've been able to secure buyers for all of the listings. And I kind of have like a little tactic, I think, I don't know the like logistics behind it, this is why I think it's working. So I really like push, my coming soon, so I like build a lot of curiosity about the listing, and I'm not sharing my full photos yet, I'm just sharing little sneak peeks, I'm not sharing the price. I'm really trying to get a lot of the buyers to reach out to me first, to ask questions about it, and then of course, if they're asking the price, I'll let them know we're gonna be listing it at. And then I list it on a Friday afternoon when most of the agents are already tapped out. They're doing their research, over their clients and whatnot. And then schedule an open house that very first Sunday. So I've noticed between that Friday afternoon and that Sunday, I'm having more people reach out to me personally. And then also I'm having a lot, I mean, at least a handful of people come through unrepresented at my open houses. So the way I've been able to find buyers for all 4 of my listings have been through my open houses. And with the open houses, I'm actually knocking on the doors as well, the neighbors, I'm not just like putting the flyers or anything, like I'm actually knocking, waiting on someone to come to the door. And then if they don't, I'm taping the flyer to the door, so they're gonna see my face, my name, somehow in there.
Yeah, that's great. That actually leads me to my next question. As new agents, and this is something we are going to navigate at any point in business. We're gonna ask that question, well, how are we generating leads, right? So for you all, how are you generating leads? And what lead source do you feel has probably been the most effective source for you? We'll start with you, Emily.
So one, open houses is a big one, and then also, just, building relationships with people, because most of mine have been referrals so far. Like I said, I don't like cold calling. I really don't like door knocking. I do that just for my open houses, so that's not what, I wanna do for my business. I wanna wake up every day and look forward to actually like getting to work. So, mine is really just like word of mouth, referrals. Actually 3 of my current clients have been just off of me touching base with my past clients, just saying, hey, just wanted to check in, like, let's grab coffee sometime, or something like that. So that's how I have 3 of my current clients. It's just been reaching back out to past clients, checking in on them, and making sure I'm constantly taking care of my past clients too, like not just forgetting about them after the closure. So.
Look, and I'll say this. You should get business off of every closing you have. Like if there's not some sort of system or follow-up in place. Once you close something, you need to address that. You need to sit down with me, Lexi, or someone in the office. Figure out, okay, what's my follow-up plan look like post-closing, right? And what you're going to find is. The people who are going to be your biggest cheerleader. Are the ones you just help get into their dream home, right? They're going to tell the story of Emily or Danielle or Luke at the highest level. Right, and so they're gonna share with their people like, oh my gosh, you gotta talk to Danielle, she just helped me out on this. And even though they're not in your database right then, they are in your client's database. And so out of every closing, you should get at least 1. All All right, Danielle, what about you in terms of lead sources? What works for you?
I've been in sales for 24 years, so cold calling is not a problem for me. I'm nervous to sit up here and talk to you guys, but just to pick up the phone, and call somebody I don't know and just chit chat with them, I'm very confident in doing. But I have a lot of people that are consistently sharing my stuff on Facebook, so I've gotten some buyers leads off that. But just networking and reaching out to people. Bold caught me. I was afraid to do the Bold 100, which is you have to contact 100 two-way conversations in one day, because I didn't want to stand up and talk about it during Bold. But I forced myself to, and I try to do that, maybe once a week, maybe not quite 100. But reaching out to people in my phone, on Facebook that I haven't talked to, has been very, it's been.
Now, when you reach out to those people at that volume, are you just hitting them with real estate stuff or?
No, usually I'm just chit chatting with them. How are things?
Okay.
You know, I saw that so and so's dad was recently, passing. I'm actually doing her kitchen. I went after her before because they're trying to sell for sale by her, so now she's my friend, but I'm listing their property, but I had to reach back out because, her father was really sick and that kind of triggered her. She's like, oh yeah, well, we've been meaning to call you. Thanks for reaching out. We want you to list our 2 houses on 10 acres. So I'm like, well, I would love to list that. So, but it's not usually about real estate. It's just usually about other things.
Yeah.
Just
Well-
having my name fresh on their mind.
Here are 2 things about lead generation. It doesn't have to be scary, and all it takes is you caring about the people in your database. Right? Do you care enough to check in with your people? To have a conversation or to see something on Facebook and just say, hey, I was thinking about you, right? And then the other piece is, I don't know how many times I've heard a story of an agent who said, I reached out to somebody and then they responded like, oh my gosh, and so like called or texted, I was thinking about you. Right? That happens all the time. It's happened in my life. And I think the biggest thing is, care about your people, right? At the end of the day, I think we all do at a high level. We just have to be consistent and commit to that. All right, what about you, Luke?
I'm like Emily, I don't like the cold call really at all, so I really focus heavily on social media and taking advantage of that, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of those. I try to do a lot of Bizbuzz and Inspires. I don't know if people know, you can actually go through like Facebook Marketplace and filter out to specifically get Bizbuzz, so I try to reach out to a lot that way. I also do a lot of referrals and even agent referrals, like I have a few friends, agents in other cities around Kentucky. We usually try to reach each other about 2 or 3 times a month with different leads, give each other like 3 to 5 leads.
Wow. Are you guys hearing all these things? They've all said something different. Right? And what I love about it is, they don't know, you all don't really know what a bad market is. You don't know what a good market is. You only know the market you're in, right? And what you've committed to is a certain goal or a certain rhythm of how you're gonna run your business. And you've just shown up every day, right? And so I've got one last question. And it's really just about, if you were to pinpoint what your superpower is, as a person in real estate, what would that superpower be? Go ahead, Luke, we'll start with you.
I don't know if I necessarily call it a superpower, but at the beginning of my career, I just felt like I really needed to give my clients, like, I needed to make them trust me, like, feel like I know exactly what I'm talking about, and like, that's just, I started to realize after gold stuff, just keeping it simple was a lot easier, being more personal, being more like a person, and not trying to sell myself as a real estate agent, you know, like big words, just making everything a lot more simple for people and being personable.
So just the simplicity,
Yeah.
you able to explain or meet your clients at a level that feels not daunting.
Right.
Right. Because the home buying process or home selling process can feel like a mountain to climb. I think that's huge. What about you, Danielle?
Well, first of all, that was one of the questions that you told us you were gonna.
I'm sorry.
Just said. But.
So like the real estate market.
I don't think that I don't have a superpower, but I am, I can talk to anybody, I can strike up a conversation with anybody. I'm a very honest and transparent person. I tend to probably be a little bit too blunt at times, but I'm just a very straightforward person, and I just think just being myself will help me and give me all the superpowers.
I love that, yeah. That's great. That is a superpower and rare these days. All right, what about you, Emily?
So I actually asked ChatGPT this question yesterday, I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Can I just read it, what mine
Sure.
like fine, if you use ChatGPT in your business, you should ask it, what do you think my superpower is? Because mine almost made me cry, I was like, I love that. So it said, I think your superpower is making people feel seen, safe, and supported, especially in big life transitions. You have a unique blend of grounded faith, calm confidence, and mom wisdom that draws people in, whether it's helping family relocate, calming a stressed out seller, or praying over my kids. You show up with intention. I don't just do business. I build trust, create connection, and bring peace into moments that are often chaotic. And I really think it hits it now. What my
The reason why that's important is there's gotta be some level of self-awareness on how you show up as a business person and as a human, in a very human industry, right? And it also probably unlocks something maybe you didn't see or a perspective you didn't feel maybe was true, that might be validated. But it also might validate what you've always believed, right? Like, what does it look like for me to run a business at the highest level? How do I show up? How much do I care? What do I provide? That might be different. And what I know to be true is, there's a very simple formula in real estate to be successful. And if I could break it down just really easily into one sentence, it is time on task over time. And if you show up and do time on task over time, and you are authentic in that, then you're going to have some success. And that's what's exciting about these three up here, is they're showing up as who they are. They're not changing based on what the industry or the market's doing. They're showing up who they are, and they're committing to being consistent in their activities. And at the end of the day, that's true for every veteran. That's true for every agent who's at the top producer level, is they're committed to showing up and being consistent in their activities. Now, do they maybe have 20 balls in the air at any given time? Probably. But they've been able to grow their capacity to meet that level of demand. And when they don't, then they come to me and they talk about how they build out a team, right? And so what I'm going to tell you is, when you think about what you need to do to win in the market right now, it's like what Luke said, you gotta get into a place where it's simple. And then you just show up every day and do it. Right? And so what I love about these three up here, it is they've built a strong business on the basics and the fundamentals, so that as the market does turn, as the market does heat up, as they get more experience, look out for these people, right? Watch what they're doing. And I think it's very important that you navigate what that looks like. Any questions for these three? Before we let them off the road, go ahead.
I'm just gonna make a comment here that almost all of them said, I don't like to do something, but if you go to the very first answer that they gave, every single one of them did what they said they don't like to do to get their business started and up and running. And so I think it's super admirable, their willingness to do what they didn't want to do, and their faith in themselves that they can do it. And it's gotten them where they are, and I'm super proud of all three of you. Like, I was here on day one of 2 of the 3 of you. And to see where you guys have made it since you guys started is just incredible. And you guys have done it, you've done the work, you've put yourselves into it in a way that I think is really admirable, and I'm really proud of you guys.
Yeah, and all three of these people have a mentor or have somebody coaching them in their business, right, in their world, and so that's a big deal, right? That I have a coach, the top agents in the market have coaches, have people pouring into them, because we don't know everything. We're always trying to get better because the market's changing. So thank you all for being on the panel. Let's give them a round of applause. You guys can go back to your seats. You don't have to be up in the while I go through the last couple slides. Next week, I'm really excited about this. We have a millionaire agent panel. These are 4 individuals who cleared $1 million in GCI, and based on what I know about all these, they also net over $1 million. So, that's a big number. And that's ultimately the goal. When Gary wrote the Red Book, it is called the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And so these are some incredible people. Alan Strange, he's a max coach and has his own real estate team. So does Craig Zuber, Dan Azrabi, and then Tara Allen. I know Tara Allen personally. She's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and she is a firecracker. So I'm really excited about her. And Craig Zuber is one of the best coaches in our company. Also runs a big business. So you don't want to miss that. Be here, be online. Definitely don't want to miss that. We do have career night coming up. Lexi and I'll be here on Thursday, 6 p.m. for career night, and then 7:30 for the Kramer. This is how we're going to do a giveaway. We've got a $25 gift card. I actually don't know where to. We'll figure that out. But we've got a gift card for this. Scan the QR code, click the 3 red dots on the side, click the word share, make a post about this. Here's what I'm going to say. Anytime that you can come in as a real estate agent and document what you're doing and post it online, it will lead to leads. Okay? You are a human, you're not just a realtor. So here's my other point of advice. And I'm going to step on some toes here and I apologize, but I think it needs to be said. If you have a business page, it's okay to have a business page. Certainly funnel reviews to that business page, but post the bulk of your content from your personal page. Because people want to be able to relate to you. And they want to see it from your personal page where you have more friends, more impact, better algorithm, right? So document what you're doing. If you're at a baseball game for your kid, post that. If you're at Blue Craft Realtors doing a training, post that. If you're at a closing, post that. If you have a big birthday, post that. Have a consistent presence on social media because that is where people are finding opportunities to buy and sell real estate. Okay? It's online. Anything else? We good? Anybody need that QR code? All right, Mega Agent Camp, August 11th through the 14th, San Antonio. We'll send these slides out so you know how to get there for free. All right, let's talk inventory. The meeting is over. We're now in the bonus period of team meeting where we can talk inventory. So what do you have on the market listing wise, or maybe what's coming up, and then we can talk buyers once we get inventory sorted.
I have a townhouse and it's on Russell Springs Drive. It's 1,800 square feet. It was completely trashed, but it's being remodeled.
Serpro in there and clean.
Very high end. And it's being just a tad bit under 400.
Where'd you say that was?
Russell Springs Drive. That's like 633 acres or something.
All right, what else we got? I know we got more.
I have one in Mount Sterling.
What's that, Daniel?
Daniel.
Okay.
It is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet. Sits on just under an acre. I think it was built in. I don't know, doesn't matter, 93 or 96 something, but 369 is what they're asking. And I have
Some Mount Sterling?
yes.
Right.
I have an investment property in North Middletown also. It's the 2 houses on 10 acres, but the houses are double wides.
So it's 2 houses on 10 acres,
Yep,
but they're double wides.
they are. One needs completely remodeled. It's got green carpet if you like that. It's supposed to be green carpet. They're asking $359 for that.
Duplex. I have a small restaurant in Madison County that's gonna be coming up. The house is about 4,000 square feet, maybe a little more. It has two homes separately on the property that has two units for use, I think rental.
So you got 4,000 square foot home,
Main home's 4,000, there's a lake, a little lake house, there's two other houses that can be rental properties or whatever. Manager's house, that's why, and then there's a barn that's odd enough four stories because they dug all of them on the hillside. Which is huge, and that has a huge room at the top with windows. That would be like a really cool wedding venue, really cool. And it overlooks the lake. It's gonna be like $1.3 million. Which I think frankly is cheating.
what's it, next?
No, I have another one in Danville.
Go Mike, go.
It is, the house in 10 acres is 890.
So what's the specs on the house? So 10 acre,
I don't. It's just a really nice house. I'll have to get the square footage and everything. I'll pull it from PDA, or I had PDA pull it for me.
okay,
By the way, if anybody ever goes to Danville, and have anything to list, go talk to Lucretia. She's the head of the PDA. She will literally out of her head tell you all the comps for that, any property there.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like it. And she'll tell you like what the inside of the house is and what they paid.
okay. Any other information, Danville 10 acres, house,
There's also 100 acres attached to that, it's only separate.
wait. I heard 10 acres, so there's 100 acres?
The 10 acres is with the house, the main house. And then there's a farm that's next to it. They're selling the land separately from the 10 acres. It's 100 acres. Actually, I think it's 88 acres. She keeps telling me it's 100.
How much is the land?
Will be 10,000 an acre.
So about the same price for the plot of land as the house. You said 890, right, for the house?
The house in the 10 acres is 890.
Total,
The
right,
house in the 10 acres.
and then about the,
That's separate.
yeah,
No, that's 100 acres.
all right, what else?
I have a house in Harrodsburg.
Okay.
840 square feet. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and then an unfinished basement, which you could double the space with.
Price,
115,
okay. You said Harrisburg?
yeah, it's in downtown Harrodsburg. Like, within walking distance of Main Street.
Okay. Listed already?
Mhm. It's listed, it's been listed since February 7th.
Okay,
I got one coming later this week. It's in Lexington. It's on 3 acres. It's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 2.5 baths. It's like 3,500 square feet with a full unfinished basement. It's right over here off Hume Road.
what was the name, the street?
Adena, Adena. It needs some updating, but it's a nice property.
Unfinished though?
Unfinished basement, yeah, so that's not included in the
You got a
3,500.
price point?
875.
Okay,
I have 2 buyers like aggressively looking, if there's nothing on the market right now. One is at least 15 acres. Literally anywhere in Kentucky, which is unfortunate for me, but they need at least a 3-bed, 2-bath home. And yeah, that's the kicker, under 400,000.
well, depending on what part of Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, I've been in Colorado and and then I also have someone looking in Lexington, at least a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square feet. Would like a nice finished basement, not like a scary dungeon basement, under 700. There's a few on the market, but she just.
I have another one in Lexington that's 15 acres and has a really, really cool house on it, a beautiful pool patio. It's landscaped. I think it's. I'm sorry, I'm old, I can't remember.
Okay.
You said 15 acres already.
Yeah,
Special house,
well, I guess it's 15, my little brain fart there. It is. It's 4 bedrooms. Kitchen's really nice. The landscaping is spectacular, it's on a really. Very nice road. Where it is,
sit the lawn.
yeah,
All right,
I have an ID,
what you have?
I have an ID.
Okay,
I have a single mom, she's got 3 kids and 1 on the way, but she's looking for somewhere. In the surrounding of Fayette County, but like under 135,000 for a house, 3 bedrooms if she can get it.
oh, 3 if she can get it.
Yeah, cause she's gonna have 4 kids, so she kind of needs the rooms, but. Anywhere surrounding
You said 150,
135 or so.
all right.
I've got a little starter home in Winchester, sorry.
Say 2 beds, 1 bath.
It's about 850 square feet, it's got a big shed in the back. And we're dropping it to 54.5 probably tomorrow.
Okay. Tricia, you had something?
Georgetown, 4.3, almost, built in 2022, Berkeley Meadows, 4.45, that's listed now. And then if
You
anybody.
said
has-
Berkeley Meadows?
Yeah,
Is that a basement?
no,
How many square feet?
about 2,500. It's the Nancy with the sunroom extension, so it's got, and it's one of the largest lots out there, it's about a 1/4 acre lot.
Because that buyer, she opened the original stuff.
Luke, did you have something?
I have
It's a good
multiple
one.
buyers looking for 20+ acres under 100K. And then I also have another buyer looking for a house, less than 300, I want to pay around 250. Just in, either in Fayette County or counties surrounding, not like too far outside, I like to say within like 45 minutes of Lexington.
Tricia, did you have something else?
Yeah, if you have anybody looking, it's been listed, but it listed in the fall instead of the summer, it's a lake house in Harrington, 706 Hunter. Listed at 740, we're gonna do a big spring refresh by the end of the month. But I'd love to get it sold before then.
what's the water access on it?
It is waterfront, but he has not built out steps down to it, but it is available.
It is on one of the cliffs or
You could build steps down, a lot of the neighbors have built steps, but he is not. He does have a slip available at the marina in the neighborhood, it's less than a mile away. And he has an acre lot next to it that is also for sale, planted.
Where is that?
Lancaster on Harrington.
All right, anything else?
I have that farm on Urban Road right out off the bypass in Winchester, the house sold, thank you. To Krista. But it's 37 acres and it has a barn on it. It's gonna be close to the new bypass when it extends there. They're asking $4.99 for it. It needs a lot of work
On the land?
fencing and on the land, but the location and the surroundings, they're already subdividing lots next to it. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for somebody that can see the vision, and they're gonna lose the opportunity if they don't get on it, because, I mean, people aren't seeing the forest for the trees because it has a lot of, it has a lot of junk on it, it just needs to be cleaned up, but it's got great potential.
Love that. Okay, lot of stuff here. You all need to come look at this, take pictures, do whatever you need to. Let's put some deals together. Otherwise, look, have a great week. Thank you for being here for team meeting. If you need to get on mine or Lexi's calendar, please do that. You can always write your name on my whiteboard on my office. And I'll always follow up. So, let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, let's go have a great, Tuesday and have a great week.
Win the morning, win the day.
That's right.
Well, and.
I'm sorry, but. So, if you need